Iran executed a former deputy defense minister of spying for British intelligence services. The UK and the United States demanded Tehran to halt what they called politically motivated executions. Akbari was sentenced to death for corruption and for harming the country's internal and external security by passing on intelligence. Reports say Akbari's family had been asked to go to his prison for a final visit on Wednesday. Akbari's death sentence was announced just days ago on January 11th after he was convicted of spying for the United Kingdom. Now, according to the allegations published in Mizan on Wednesday, Akbari had been arrested some time ago for spying against this country. Akbari previously served as Iran's deputy defense minister. Earlier this week, UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly took to Twitter to register his protest. He said Iran must halt the execution of British-Iranian national Alireza Akbari. He also urged Iran to immediately release Akbari. Media reports say Akbari was arrested in 2019 and that he served under Iranian President Mohammad Khatami, a reformist who was in office from 1997 to 2005. Fouad Izadi is an associate professor at the Faculty of World Studies, University of Tehran. He is also a columnist and political commentator. Fouad, welcome to WION.
Thank you.
Iran has blatantly ignored pleas from the United States and also the United Kingdom to cease the executions. What message is Tehran trying to send to the world with these executions, and why is it sticking to its guns?
Well, you know, Mr. Akbari was a bureaucrat, as you correctly reported. He was a defense ministry official. He engaged in espionage against his own country, providing valuable information to the United Kingdom. And this is what happens to you. You get executed if you engage in this type of severe espionage. It's understandable that the British government is upset. They have lost a source, a major source. And this is how they recruit people. They tell people that even if you get caught, you will be exchanged through prisoner swap. And when the person gets executed, instead of getting exchanged, then it's very difficult for that government to recruit more spies. And that's why they're upset. This is what happens when you follow the money. You want to make more money, but you get yourself in serious trouble.
Let me ask you this. The European Union has threatened Iran with sanctions if they continue with these executions. Do you think the government will give in or adhere or even compromise?
I don't think so. You know, this is a country's national security. People are not supposed to be spying on their own country for money or other purposes. And the Iranian government, I think, will act severely when it comes to this type of cases. The Europeans have no grounds to stand on. They have engaged in hybrid warfare against Iran, the Europeans and the United States. They want to overthrow the Iranian government, and no government, whether it's Iranian or non-Iranian, will accept to be overthrown by former colonialists. We don't live in the 19th century anymore. This is the 21st century, and the British government, the Europeans and the Americans need to realize that very fact.
Fouad, finally, what will it take for Iran to just stop? Seems they are trying to prove a point here in the most brutal way. Some would call it inhumane.
You know, it's inhumane to provide information that results in people getting killed. The person that was executed provided information on Iranian nuclear scientists. And a number of Iranian nuclear scientists were the victim of Israeli terror in the last number of years. So that is inhumane, to kill other people for money. You're not supposed to engage in this type of activities when you're trusted with secret information. And if you do that, dealing with this type of people is not called inhuman. That's called justice. Iran, like many other countries, has execution as a punishment when you engage in serious crime. And the person that was executed basically knew what will happen to him. Maybe he thought that he would be exchanged, as I said, but the punishment for people who engage in serious espionage is not exchange, it's execution. He knew that. He was a high official, he was a bureaucrat, and he chose to see his life ended the way it did.
Fouad Izadi, I am split here because with your responses, I think I am split on where you stand with this whole scenario and whole case, because some would say you are in support of the government, others would say you are neutral. Where do you stand in all this matter?
I think following, having a country, whether it's India or Iran or United Kingdom, living in a country that the rule of law is governing is very important. So if, for example, you live in a country that doesn't have execution as punishment, the countries that don't have that have very long prison sentences, lifelong prison sentences. So when these type of laws are announced, and then you engage in activities that will get you in trouble if you get caught, then it's a choice that people make. So my stand, my personal view is that if you don't want to be punished, don't engage in criminal activities. And people who engage in criminal activities may get caught, may get punished, and they have to blame themselves, not the government, not them, but it's their responsibility. It's a choice that they make.
All right. I've been talking to an associate professor at the Faculty of World Studies, University of Tehran. He is also a columnist and political commentator. His name is Fouad Izadi. Fouad, thank you very much for talking to WION today.
Thank you, Eric.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.